Hey, what's going on everybody? Ryan Ogren here with MoneyMake Marketing, and today I'm actually recording this video at my parents' house. It's right around Christmas. I don't have any of my equipment. I'm just doing this on my phone, and I got my handy dandy iPad here. Obviously, I don't even have any of my clothes, so that's why I'm wearing this. But today we're gonna be going through, if you're struggling to book calls through cold email and through cold LinkedIn outreach, this video is for you. I'm gonna show you exactly what we do to actually book calls with our clients. We just use this exact strategy to close some deals with major retail brands. One is a household name that our client expects to have over 7 figures generated from in 2026. So I know this works. And just think through, when you're thinking through like cold email and cold LinkedIn outreach, you can typically get a ton of leads generated relatively quickly, but you can't get them booked on calls extremely fast. So that video, that I'm gonna be talking about from the point someone says that they're interested to actually getting them on a call, what we do and how it's a little bit different from the marketplace, okay? So without further ado, let's get into it. So when we're looking at getting people booked on a call, all right? First, there's some background that you guys need to know. In a typical total addressable market, there's 3 kind of awareness levels that most of the audience falls into, okay? So your typical audience will look like this, and there's 3 different buckets. There's unaware, there's problem aware, and then there's solution aware. And I know my handwriting's terrible right now, but so those are the 3 kind of main segments of any marketplace. The unaware are gonna be very hard to get on a sales call. They are not even aware that they have a problem, right? So why would anyone get on a call with you if they're unaware that they have a problem, right? They're just not gonna do anything. They're not interested. The problem aware is gonna be the easiest to get booked on a call because they know that they have a problem and they didn't know that there's any solutions out there. So that's pretty much, actually they're the second easiest, right? The easiest is gonna be solution aware. Those are the folks that already are shopping for solutions. They know they have a problem. They already know that there's some solutions out there and they know what they're looking for. So you can get them booked on a call relatively quickly, but problem aware and unaware are the ones that are a lot more difficult, okay? And they require a little bit more elbow grease to get them on a sales call. All right, so solution aware is typically the smallest segment, and this is the ones where they're pretty easy to book, and most agencies can book these guys onto a sales call for you, okay? But now, the bigger part of your marketplace, the larger part is the proper grammar, of your marketplace where they're unaware and problem aware, how do you get them on a sales call? Because this is where a lot of people struggle, and this is where you see folks say, for every 2,000 emails we send, we get 1 sales call, which is horrible and it's just not scalable. So how can you actually turn more of your marketplace into actual sales appointments? The answer is nurturing through their typical sales process. So essentially what we're gonna be doing is we're turning unaware audience into problem aware, and then we're moving problem aware into solution aware. And the way that we like to do this is with something called a sales asset, okay? And the reason we're doing this, and I'll kind of explain this strategy and then what typically other agencies and other marketers like to do with cold email and cold LinkedIn outreach. So typically other agencies, the main strategy that they do is they do outreach, someone says that they're interested, and then they go to a book a call. They just go right to a CTA. So I'll just write CTA on this, okay? And the problem with this is they're already missing the unaware audience and the problem aware audience, okay? That's just a good visual. So I'll do MoneyMake Marketing, triple M. What we do is we outreach, and then you get an interested party, and then we go into our sales assets. And then each sales asset gets us closer to a CTA, which gets us onto a booked call, okay? So pretty much essentially everyone's skipping a step, all right? And so when we're talking about a sales asset and the importance of it, I'll give you an example, okay? So one of our clients, they wanted to book with probably the largest security camera retailer in the world. I'm not gonna say names or anything, but they want them as a client. They're going after them. They would be a dream client for them. We actually get them on a call. We could typically, and this is the answer that a lot of marketing agencies give, is we can reach out to them, and if they're not in their market, they're not in the market, right? We can reach out to them, and if they don't respond, they're just not interested. And that's BS. We don't think that's totally true. We believe that for every single lead or every single prospect that's out there, there's something that we could send them that is at least gonna get them interested enough to have a conversation with us. That's the belief that we operate on, and that's why we are so successful as compared to Joe Blow agency that's down the road. So when I'm talking about that, you just reach out to them and then they don't respond, and you don't crawl up your marketing funnel, like you go from problem aware to solution, or you go from solution aware to problem aware to unaware, and try and tailor different sales assets and different lead magnets according to those market dynamics, then you are just leaving a ton of money on the table, okay? Essentially what we do is we think through, okay, target market, and we first go with solution aware messaging, okay? And we actually will do a solution aware lead magnet with this. If they don't respond, we immediately go after problem aware. And then we go to a problem aware lead magnet is the CTA. And after that, if they don't respond, we go to unaware and we do an unaware lead magnet. And what this means is the same target is getting hit with different messaging so we can give them something that's relevant to them that they will respond to, okay? You're foolish if you think that this solution-aware audience is the only one that you should be marketing to, okay? So back to the main point of the video. The reason that you are not booking a lot of calls from your cold email or your cold LinkedIn outreach is because you're skipping steps. You are not actually nurturing the audience that you think you are. And your messaging is actually probably messaging like different parts of this bucket and you don't know. And your lead magnet actually sucks too. They're not building any value or trust. Let's go into value and trust. Let me backtrack. It's hard to like record when you're not in your typical setup, which is funny. So when I actually look at our whole quick launch campaign strategy, we do our outreach, like I just wrote before. We do outreach, then we do our lead magnet, delivery, and then they typically, after you send them a lead magnet, they typically won't respond until you build more value and trust. Okay, so then that's when we're sending sales assets, 1, 2, 3, and so on in this process right here, okay? And these sales assets is pretty much what I want to talk about next. And so during this process of us nurturing the lead with sales assets, what we're trying to do is build value and trust, okay? So why is that so important? Think about it like this. Somebody reaches out to you and says like a very attractive lead magnet, something that's very low effort for you to consume that is valuable, and if they actually personalize it and put effort and time into it, that you would actually watch, but you're not promising anything on the backside, okay? And let's say you're in the unaware market, right? So you get a lead magnet, you successfully get them, oh yeah, sure, send it over. I don't have anything to do today, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So you send over the video, they watch it. Now, they're like, oh, thanks for putting in this effort, but now's not the right time for us. If someone thinks that, you need to actually build more value with them. You need to actually sell them on why getting on a call with you right now is the most important thing in the world. That's really what we're trying to accomplish with these sales assets. And you could say to yourself, oh, Ryan, my marketplace isn't like that. And you can operate from the belief that, oh, if they're just not in the market at this time, then whatever. But that's a loser mindset, and we don't want to deal with people like that, okay? You should be operating from the belief that you can book a call with literally everybody, because that forces you to just be like insanely much better with your testing, with your iteration, with your creative process. With AI today, you can iterate off ideas like insanely fast. So why aren't you, right? So what I'm saying is, don't just say that 3% of the marketplace is in market right now and then just chalk up the rest like as an absolute failure. You can open up relationships with people that aren't in the market, that are totally unaware, with just a really good lead magnet, and you can get on calls and move through the nurture process and get them from unaware to problem aware to solution aware extremely fast, as long as you have the right sales assets, okay? So back to building value. If you watch my lead magnet and then you don't get on a call with me, or you do not even respond to any of my follow-up messages, maybe you didn't watch the lead magnet, obviously track that, but as soon as you actually watch that and I send you value, like stuff that's building more value, hey, this is a case study, this is testimonials, this is like more things that we can add on to that particular strategy that we sent you. Here's more. And I'm building more value, and I'm also tying it to like how it actually helps you and helps you now, okay? So then I'm saying, look, you can use this for spring of 2026, and you can use this for the end of Q2 or 3, blah, blah, blah. And then, hey, I saw that this was one of your X, Y, and Z. Here's how you can solve it. And you start tying all of these sales assets to helping them. What you're gonna be doing is exposing problems. And when you expose those problems, obviously when we give solutions, it's like value, okay? So another tactic is just exposing the problems. That's a really good one. Sometimes when I'm talking, I have a good idea. But so when we're doing these videos and we're doing these sales assets, it is good to build value, like dream outcome. Also trust that you are who you say you are, and anything that you're building value has like social proof and credibility. That's important as well. But when we're talking and nurturing through people, we like to do a lead magnet delivery or a sales asset delivery, and then we do just a follow-up. So let me know your thoughts, keeping it short. Because LinkedIn, the follow-ups don't go away. Email, like you can just do a new thread. So that's that. And so when we go through their actual proper nurture, now you get a booked call. So that's the process. I know I was rambling on this entire time, so let me boil it down. So the reason you probably aren't booking as many calls as you possibly could is because you're skipping steps with your cold outreach, okay? So you actually reach out to somebody with an email or whatever, you manage to get them interested, you manage to message them on LinkedIn and get them interested, but now you're struggling to get them on a booked call. And the reason that is because you're skipping steps. That prospect falls into unaware, solution aware, or problem aware in one of those buckets, you are going straight for the solution aware audience. That is the one that's going to get on a call with you and obviously listen to what you have to say. Now, not every part of the marketplace is that. And the reason your book call rates are so low is because you're only booking calls with that particular audience, okay? What we do and how our strategy is completely different is we can book calls with any part of the marketplace because we're getting them all the content they need to move from unaware to problem aware to solution aware. And when we do that, your book call rates go sky high and you're able to book way more prospects, way more deals. And then when they get on the call with you, they are way more qualified and warm. So your sales team doesn't have to work as hard. So sales assets are extremely important. And what are we actually sending in the sales assets? We're doing things that are building value and building trust. Think about it like this. If they're unaware, we need to build value as to why they need to get on the call with us. And a lot of people, a big mistake that they make is they're actually trying to sell them on what they're selling and not just selling them getting on a call. Getting on a call is the actual thing, right? Hey, we can discuss this further on a call. You can just give a little bit of info and then, hey, we can discuss this further on a call. That's really good. I'll actually do another video, hold another video on like the wording and the messaging that we do for nurture sequences. I think that'll be super helpful. Probably when I get back into my office, I'll do that. Once again, this video is I'm all over the place. I just had 3 sugar cookies. But yeah, you can't skip recording on YouTube. You got to stay with it. So we're building value and trust to actually, with these sales assets, we're building value. We're trying to get the unaware audience to get on calls with us. We're doing it with sales assets, case studies, testimonials, exposing their problems and giving them solutions to their problems that they didn't know that they had right now. Those are huge ones. Like, I should probably reorganize those into terms, but those are like pretty much how we think through things. And then once they agree to getting on a call, obviously booking them in, and then sending them more trust-based stuff. We did this for XYZ, did this for XYZ, did this for XYZ, and you will book a tremendous amount more calls. I hope this was helpful. I know it's rambling on, but I'm sure you guys probably have gotten something from this. And if you have any questions, comment below. If you don't have any questions, make sure you like and subscribe if you got value from this. I will continue to get better at making these videos as I go, but today is the couple days before Christmas. I don't have my clothes, I don't have my setup, so I wanted to just get this thing recorded and get moving. Yeah, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and Ryan Ogren, MoneyMake Marketing. See ya.